Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsanin ila yawmiddin. Allahumma rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Allahumma anis wahshati fi qabri. Allahumma arhamni bil Qur'anil 'azim waj'alhu li imaman wa nuran wa hudan wa rahmah. اللهم ذكرني منه ما نسيت وعلمني منه ما جهلت وارزقني تلاوته آناء الليل وأطراف النهار واجعله لي حجة يا رب العالمين آمين يا رب العالمين. Let's correct our intention. Inshallah, we are studying the Quran. We're learning the tajweed. We're learning, how to read and understand the Quran only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to understand what He demands of us and what He dislikes, so we can do what He demands and what we can avoid what He dislikes, and we can follow in the footsteps of His Messenger and His Sahaba and His Tabi'een, Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'een. So inshallah, that is our intention and nothing else, only to gain His pleasure and His eternal Jannah, insha'Allah ta'ala. So just to recap from the previous sessions, we've been learning what is tajweed, introduction to tajweed, and we did some makharij al-huruf, the articulation points, where each letter is coming from and so on. So we do have some background as to how to pronounce and how to do those things. So I thought this session, inshallah, what we will do is we will actually do some reading of the Quran. We've done quite a bit of theory. We did, the manners of reading the Quran from this book, the introduction to the Tajweed rules. And we saw some of the other aspects, like reading A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim and Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim before starting to read. And I think most of us already knew this before we started, but it was kind of like a customary introduction to the Tajweed rules, that every class of Tajweed, every class of reading the Quran, usually the teachers introduce these things, because this is from the manners of reading the Quran. Be in a state of wudu, and also read A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Find a quiet place and not have any disturbances and so on. And then we looked at the types of reading. At-Tahqiq, which was slowly reading, and then Al-Hadar, which was a little bit faster, and At-Tadbir, which was between those two speeds. But in all three cases, we are expected to pay attention to the Tajweed rules. And then we looked at the definition of Tajweed, why we need it, and what are the benefits from it, and where it came from. So we did that last session. And then we also looked at the, let me see, the mistakes, the type of mistakes at the end of the last session. We looked at, there are some mistakes that are harder to find than others, and inshallah we will try to cover every aspect of it, so we don't make any of those mistakes. And then before that, we had a session which we did on Makharij al-Huruf, and which was kind of like a introduction to where every letter is coming from your mouth, from your lips, and so on. So this chapter again talks about the same thing. So I thought, because I've already emailed you this document, so you can review this on your own. And today, instead of going over the theory of the articulation points, what I will do is I will actually go in, start on the reading part of the Quran itself, and then we will start, because I think this class needs to be a little more interactive. I actually did not have a chance to ask the questions with the Sheikh last Sunday as well. And this time it wasn't because of anything else. It's just that after the Fajr Salah, I was so sleepy, I went straight home and went back to sleep. I didn't attend the lecture that was after the Fajr Salah. So inshallah, I'll try that tomorrow. And I did see the Sheikh yesterday. He was in the masjid, but he was busy talking with a bunch of people. And I did remember that I need to ask him answers to those questions. But unfortunately, just out of adab, because I didn't want to disturb him while he's talking to others. So I didn't ask him those questions. But inshallah, I will remember to ask him tomorrow and see what we can get as the responses. I think the questions were, the the type of sujud, like sajda tilawat. What are the aspects of sajda tilawat? And then the next thing was, I think, if you were about to fall asleep and you're listening to the Quran. And there was a third question as well. I'll find out what the question was, and inshallah I will ask him those questions, and hopefully we'll get the answers for you guys, inshallah. And that is the importance of the scholars, and we have quite a few of them around, and we need to respect them, find out, get our ilm from them. And we have to find reputable scholars who are really knowledgeable, and inshallah we will get our questions answered that way. And speaking of which, I was thinking that this is a once a week class, and I'm hoping that you guys are getting your Quran education from your local masajid as well, because this by no means is enough. So you should be reaching out to your local masajid. I know in our masjid, the one near my place, is very active. They have a lot of classes going on for all kinds of ages, for studying the Quran. So you should be able to get those as well in your local masajid. If not, inshallah, there's a lot of online resources as well that you can avail right from the comfort of your homes. Okay. All right. Um, so what we'll do is, inshallah, we will go ahead and start with the reading of the Quran. So today, what we'll do is, we will go ahead and do Surah Al-Fatiha, and I'm gonna share my video so you can see me, and that way hopefully it'll be a little bit easier for you to um, read along with me. Okay, so what I will do is, I think I will read it first once by myself, and then in the second instance, I want you guys to um, go ahead and read along with me. I'll try, like, I'll read it and then you read after me. And then at that time, I think I will go ahead and unmute all of you. So make sure you don't have a lot of noise in the background and so on. And then we'll try that. If that works, that's good. If not, what we'll do is, we'll skip that part, and then we'll go to each individual reading Surah Al-Fatiha slowly, and then I will correct their mistakes, if there are any, if I can correct them, and inshallah we'll go from there. Okay, Surah Al-Fatiha, because this is the most important surah that we must read in every rak'ah of every salah that we do. Okay. Okay, I think I'm back. Can you guys hear me? And can you guys see my screen and see my video? Just type if you can see me, and if you can read, if you can see the screen. Can you hear? Can you see? What can you not see? Can you hear me first of all? Okay, you can hear me. Can you see my screen? Okay, now can you see me? My video? Okay, some people can see my video. Just see if you have a pop-up window somewhere on your screen that has my video feed. So you should be able to see me because I'm sharing my video. So just look around on your screen, see if there is a hidden window on your. You can see me and you can hear me. Perfect. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. Even if you can't see me, it's okay. But I'm sharing my video for now. Okay. So first off, I'll just read on my own. Secondly, I'll have you repeat after me. And third, we will go ahead and do individual reading. Okay. So أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. Okay, so I'll go ahead and unmute all of you, and then we'll try this for the first time. So I'll read one verse, and then I'll expect you to read after me, repeat after me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
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 بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الحمد لله رب العالمين.
الحمد لله رب العالمين.
الحمد لله رب العالمين.
الحمد لله رب العالمين.
الرحمن الرحيم.
الرحمن الرحيم.
الرحمن الرحيم.
الرحمن الرحيم.
Remember the articulation points, right? So your ha needs to come from here, your ain needs to come from here. So try and focus to make that sound come from this part of your throat, the bottom part of your throat. Okay. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin.
مالك يوم الدين.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين.
إياك نعبد
إياك
نعبد
إياك نعبد
إياك
نعبد
وإياك نستعين.
وإياك نستعين.
وإياك نستعين.
وإياك نستعين.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
مستقيم.
مستقيم.
صراط الذين
صراط
أنعمت أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم
غير المغضوب عليهم
إليهم
غير المغضوب عليهم
غير
غير
المغضوب عليهم
عليهم
ولا الضالين
ولا
والضالين
الضالين
آمين.
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 Great. So what we'll do now, inshallah, is I'm gonna go ahead and mute all of you, and we'll go one by one, and everybody, even though you're not reading, you pay attention to what the other person is reading, and if I find a mistake, I will go ahead and correct it. If it may not be like a obvious mistake, it could be like the pronunciation is a little bit off, so I will point it out, and I will try to have the reader correct it. So pay attention and try to not make that same mistake when you are reading, okay? And also just pray for the person who is reading to make it easy for him, okay? So we're going to start with um, the first one is on my list is Shahid Ahsan, sorry. Go ahead, Shahid.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. So I want
Do
you
you
to
hear me?
start with yeah, I can hear you, and I'm pretty sure everybody should be able to hear you. So what I need you to do is start with A'udhu Billah and then read Surah Al-Fatiha. And
أعوذ بالله
stop at every verse, and also when I stop you, just stop when I stop you, okay?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين
A'alamin.
الرحمن
A'alamin.
أعلمي
From here.
أعلمي
Yeah, I know it's hard for us, most of the non-Arabs. It's hard to pronounce the ayn and the ha, but try your best. Practice it, just say alamin instead of alamin, because is like something else, right? It's not the ayn. So you want to pronounce the alamin.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين
إياك
اهدنا
نعبد.
الصراط المستقيم
Just say إياك نعبد.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Mashallah. Beautiful reading. Just the ain is usually the issue for most of us, and I had to practice it a lot myself, so I know it can be done. Also, when I'm reading a little bit faster, sometimes I don't pronounce the ain properly, so we have to be careful ourselves, all of the non-Arabs, to slow down and pronounce each letter properly. That way, we are really doing the proper, giving it the proper right, the proper way of pronouncing, because Allah wants quality from us. He doesn't care if we do if we do a lot of quantity but the quality is not good, right? So we want to go after the quality. So inshallah, slow down and pronounce each letter properly. So alhamdulillah, your reading is very, very good, and you just need to practice a little more on the different letters. So inshallah, when we do more surahs, inshallah, we will figure out what other letters you need to practice on. Right now, it's mostly just ayn, and anything that has to do with the throat, ha, qaf is closer to the mouth than the other letters. And also the ha, when you say ihdina sirat al-mustaqim, it needs to come from the bottom part of your throat, right? Because you remember when we were doing let's see, the makharij al-huruf, we had the, I think this one doesn't have all the letters written here, so I will open up the see, reading the Quran properly. Makharij al-Huruf. Okay, I'll open up the Makharij al-Huruf diagram and I'll show you. Okay, it's because it's important to apply those, right? So alif and ha, the hamza and ha, the, like in ihdina sirat al-mustaqim, it needs to come from here. The ain and ha needs to come from the middle of your throat, and then ghain and kha. So you can feel it. Sometimes it's easy to find where the sound is coming from if you're touching your throat. I don't know if you can see me. I'm touching my throat, and when I pronounce the ain, I can feel the I can feel the sound coming from there. So you just hold your throat. You put your finger on your throat and say ain. Right. Another way of pronouncing is to figuring out is like, for example, you stop at that letter. Okay, so for example, if you want to feel where the sound is coming from for ain, you say ah, ah. So alif and ain together, but you stop at ain, so you say ah. So it needs to come from the middle of your throat. When you say ah, it needs to come from the middle of your throat. When you say agh, you need to bring your finger up to the top of your throat with this diagram, right? So this is how you're applying the rules of tajweed. You're bringing your finger here, one finger, and say agh. So you should feel it right there. If it's coming from somewhere else, that means it's wrong. And then you say ak. It comes from right there, right? And then you say ash. You can't obviously feel that, but you have to know where sheen is coming from, where is kaf coming from, where is qaf coming from, right? Ak. But the same rule applies. Like you say aj, aj, ash, ay. You say alif and stop at the letter. That way you can feel where that letter needs to come from. Okay, because when you're pronouncing it like iyaka, so in that you are not stopping at the ya, right? So if you're not stopping at the ya, you don't really know exactly where it needs to come from. So you just say ay, right? Ay means you're stopping at the not the y, at the ya. You're stopping at the ya. Okay, same thing for others, right? You say ar to pronounce the ra, ar, and then an, at, right? So you'll feel where it needs to come from, and you need to practice that, inshallah. Another resource for you guys, I think I shared this before, is that this one, right? Let me minimize my. I thought I could minimize that, but okay. So you could actually use this website. Okay, here I think there is a page here where you can actually, I think under Makharij or something, you explore this website. There is a page where you can actually hear the person pronouncing the letters, right? So that is a good resource. If you are unsure exactly how it should sound, you should go to that page, and then um, I think it's very good. Okay, so what I'll do next is I'll go to the next gentleman in the list is Brother Faiz Qureshi. Go ahead. Start the same way that Brother Shahid did, that you start with A'udhu Billah, stop at every verse and read slowly, try to pronounce every letter properly. And if you have more than one people in your room, in your session, then everyone will get a chance. So first one finishes and then the second one starts. Okay, go ahead. Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum. The first one would be Zuhair.
Okay, Zuhair, go ahead.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين
Alhamdu with a ha right here. Say it again.
الحمد
Shabash, very good.
الحمد لله رب العالمين
Alamin.
عالمين
Shabash, you can do it. Yes, good job.
الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين
Maliki yawmiddin.
مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين
Iyyaka na'budu.
إياك نعبد نعبد وإياك نستعين
Nasta'in.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين
Ameen. Shabash, good job. Again, this the ain, ha, and qaf. I think you were okay. So ain and ha you need to pronounce. And there is a tendency when we say a'alamin, we just say a'alamin. That's not correct. You have to say a'alamin. There's no hamza there. There's no alif. So alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. So we need to listen to it and pronounce it. There's, as I mentioned, on this website also there's reciters, so you can listen and then repeat after them. Okay, so Jazakallah khair. Who's the next person, Faisal?
Saad.
Who?
It is Saad, my eldest son.
Okay, go ahead, Saad. You have a ayn in your name, so you should be pronouncing it very clearly because you have an ayn in your name. Just like my name starts with ayn, Saad also has a ayn in. Am I correct, Faiz? There is a ayn in his name, right?
Yes, that's correct.
There you go. All right.
Saad or Saeed. Saeed actually has Ain, and I think Saad also has.
Yes,
Ain.
Saad is Seen, Ain, Dal, Saad.
Saad. Okay, so Jazakallah, he will start.
Okay, go ahead.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين عالمين الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين
Ameen. Shabash. Okay, who else? Faisal, who else is there?
It's me next.
Okay, go ahead.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
Alhamdu.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
عالمين. Yes.
Alameen.
You don't need to hurry up. You just take your time and pronounce it properly. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
Very good.
Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghairil maghdubi alaihim waladdallin.
Ameen. Now, when you say Sirat al-Ladina, so this is a Dhal, right? Sirat al-Ladina. So your tongue needs to be right there.
Siratal ladzina.
So if you say Lazina, when your tongue is inside, then that's not correct. So if you look at the diagram here, see this is the point for za, right? And that's
Yes.
not the right letter, but the one inside, right? That's that. So you have to put your tongue right there. Ladina. Lazina is different. Ladina is different, right? So there are two different letters. And in Urdu, we usually just, intermingle it. It doesn't really matter. But in Arabic, it's very, very different, right? So you have to pronounce it with your tongue needs to stick out for Dal, Tha, and Wa. These three letters, your tongue needs to be right outside like that, right?
Lazina.
Ladina, right? All right. And we will cover some characteristics of each letter eventually. So when we do that, you will see why it's even more important to pronounce it properly. Okay.
So, brother, on this, we used to take classes from Pakistan every day. My children were taking classes, but due to some reasons, we are not taking those classes. Inshallah, I'm thinking of starting those classes again. But the Sheikh used to, cover a lot of other areas as well, like khalkhala letters, and I think you will be going on to those in the next
Right.
sessions, right?
Yeah. There is a lot of. If you look at the document I sent you, the book, it has those other aspects. But I felt, if we wait until then, you guys might get, restless, because this is a Quran class after all. We need to start reading. So inshallah, this is what I'm doing, and then inshallah we will, cover some theory and some practical in each class. So inshallah, eventually you will learn all the rules. Okay.
What I like about this document is especially that picture, the image that you are showing, where it clearly shows which letter comes from which part of our mouth.
Yeah.
That I think is really, really good, and that's what I have been trying to tell my children also.
Good.
Like, unfortunately, we were young when we were of that age, which my kids are. I was not exposed to this level of Arabic, like, being an Urdu speaking person, my reading of Quran even today is much like, not exact as it should be.
Yeah, inshallah, we're making the effort so we can improve. Inshallah. Jazakallah khair. So, barakallah. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get the next person. Javed Iqbal, go ahead, please.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in.
Iyyaka na'budu.
Iyyaka na'budu.
Na'budu.
نعبد
Right. I mean,
وإياك
when you say na'budu, it's a slightly different angle of the what do you call it? When you say the O sound, it should be a little bit like it should rhyme with book, right? Na'budu, and not bow, like in bow and arrow. So it's a
okay.
slight difference. So you should try to rhyme it with book, na'budu, instead of na'bodo, right? So it's a slight difference, but try to do it the proper way. Iyaka na'budu,
إياك نعبد
na'budu,
ونعبد
right? Na'budu. It will take a little practice, but inshallah you'll get it. Iyaka na'budu.
إياك نعبد
Go ahead.
وإياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين
ولا الضالين.
ولا الضالين.
Great. I mean, so the mistakes I see in yours are very subtle. Your reading, mashallah, is very good, but when you say na'budu, it sounds like na'budu, and that's very common in Urdu speaking people who learn from even Urdu speaking teachers and so on. Na'budu is not correct. It should be na'budu. And then when you say ihdina, so ihdina is not a vowel in Arabic. It's more like in Urdu, right? So you have to say ihdina, not ihdena. Ihdina,
اهدنا
ihdina. Yes,
اهدنا.
do it. Alhamdulillah. And then yeah, everything else was good. Alhamdulillah. Right. So just listen to the reciters online. Like on this website or anywhere else. You can even download recitations on your phones or any other device that you might have, and then listen to it over and over again. That way, you can imitate them the way they're pronouncing. That's an easier way for us to learn these days. Okay, inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
إن شاء الله. جزاك الله.
Okay, so the next one is Muhammad Farooq. Go ahead, Muhammad Farooq.
Yes. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم
ولا الضالين. You got cut off, I think. ولا الضالين. Ameen. Oops. Read the last verse again. Sorry, I think I got cut off there. Can you read the last verse again, like صراط الذين?
صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين
Ameen. Jazakallah
آمين.
khair. You're doing very well. صراط الذين, again, the Dal is different, so you need to be specific and stick your tongue out slightly. صراط الذين, and everything else.
صراط الذين
Yeah, and you'll,
صراط الذين
good, alhamdulillah. And you'll notice, if you're reading slowly and paying attention, you will pronounce the ayn properly. But when you don't pay attention, you might pronounce it less accurately. So it's important to pay attention and give it its due right. And inshallah, when we keep doing it over and over again, then we will, even when we're not paying attention, we will still pronounce it properly. Even though this is the Quran, you have to pay attention all the time. But we're a human being. Sometimes our mind doesn't stay together, so sometimes we may be thinking about something else while we're reading. So even in those cases, you will pronounce it properly if you practice it often, right? So inshallah, jazakallah khair.
Okay.
The next person in line is Shah Ibrahim. Is that go ahead, is your name Ibrahim or Shah?
أعوذ بالإبراهيم.
Ibrahim, mashallah. Go ahead.
السلام عليكم.
Wa alaikum assalam.
أعوذ
Again, start again.
من الشيطان الرجيم رب الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Mashallah, mashallah. I didn't get to hear the beginning of it. Can you start with A'udhu Billah one more time? I didn't hear the first part. Can you start over?
What part?
Can you read it again? Just read it again.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Ameen. Shabash. Very good recitation, mashallah. How old are you, beta?
8.
Oh, mashallah. Perfect. Jazakallah khair. Keep it up, and inshallah, may Allah keep you on the straight path, guided all the time, and make you follow the reading of the Quran in its meaning as well, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Anybody else with you who wants to read? Is there
Could my
anybody?
sister read?
Uh,
Yeah. Could my... Her name is Sarah.
Sarah. How old is
Sarah.
she? How old is she?
10.
Okay. She can read it this time because she's probably waiting, so she can go ahead and read it. But there is another class for ladies that we will send out something like we'll send out an email. Inshallah, she can join the ladies class. I'm still working on that. But yeah, she can go ahead and read. She's only 10. Go ahead.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Ameen. Shabash. Jazakallah khair. Tahir, can you read next? You're the next in line.
السلام عليكم.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
Ihdinas. Say that again.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
Mustaqim.
مستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
ولا الضالين.
ولا الضالين.
No, there is a tashdid, there is a shadda on the lam as well. So ولا الضالين.
ولا الضالين.
Okay.
آمين.
Ameen. Jazakallah khair. Your ayn needs a little more work, inshallah, and you will be perfect. And alhamdulillah, everything else was good. Jazakallah khair. Anybody else with you that wants to read?
No.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. Okay, Usman, your turn.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
ولا الضالين.
ولا الضالين.
No, there's no dua. ولا الضالين.
ولا الضالين.
Good, great. And when you say ihdinas siratal, it's not it's ih. It's very subtle difference. It's just you know what I mean? I don't know if you can tell the difference. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim versus ihdinas siratal mustaqim. So there is almost like a slanted vowel that you're pronouncing, but you know, it just needs to be like a sharp I kind of thing, like ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Go ahead, try it.
Okay. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
Perfect. All right, Jazakallah khair. I think everybody got a chance. Did anybody? Did I miss anybody? You can type if I missed you, or if you have somebody else with you that wants to read that didn't get a chance, you can go ahead and type it in the chat, and then we'll give you guys a chance to read. Okay, so in any case, inshallah, this is the first time we're really doing this. So we will continue, inshallah, with some of the other surahs as well. And the idea is for you guys to pronounce each and every letter properly. And we're kind of doing it in, you know, we did some theory and now we're doing some practicals. So inshallah, it will help. And, you know, we will get to see the letters and the pronunciation of each letter in action through your reading, inshallah. And as for your homework, I think you guys should listen to Surah Al-Fatiha being recited by some of your favorite qari or something. Here you can see on this website, you can tell, let's see, there is a lot of different qurra that you can choose from. And
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم
This is probably the easier one to follow.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ألف.
Okay, so I think what I will do is see, I'm gonna share something else with you guys so you guys can use that resource. Just gonna find it first. Okay, there we go. This is another resource that you can use. This is called QuraniCaudio.com. QuraniCaudio.com. There's multiple recitations available on this website, so you can, I think, you can choose whatever one you want that you like. But somebody that I recommend that you follow is Abdullah Basfar. Is somebody who reads slowly, the one that we were just listening to. So you can just click on that and then click on this and it will start.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Try something else.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Let's listen to Ibrahim Al-Lakhdar.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Ameen. There is also Ali Abdullah Abdullah Ali Jabir. I used to listen to him when I was
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
That was Ali Abdullah Jabir. He passed away, marhum. May Allah give him his mercy. He was one of my favorite when I was growing up.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
MashaAllah, that was beautiful.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Ameen. Okay, last one.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين.
MashaAllah. Okay, Jazakallah khair for attending today's session. Like I said, your homework assignment is to listen to Surah Al-Fatiha and try and perfect your own recitation. Focus on the letters that I pointed out, like Ain and Ha and Dal and those things. Inshallah, you will do very well. And try and imitate one of the qurra, one of the qaris that you like. And as I said, somebody slow like Abdullah Basfar or Ibrahim Al-Akhtar that we listen to is it's a better idea. Or Al-Afasi was also very good. So they're reading slowly, so it's easier for beginners to follow along and try and imitate them. So inshallah, do that, and we will do another surah next week. Inshallah, I think we will start doing the surahs from the back of the Quran, from the last part. So next week, inshallah, we'll do Qul A'udhu bi Rabbin Nas. So if you want, you can go ahead and practice that ahead of time, and inshallah we'll do that. But this by no means is this your only resource. There is lots of other resources. Try and join Quran reading halaqa in your masjid, and that way that's probably the best way. Then somebody live will be able to help you right there. But keep attending this session. If you feel that this is going to help anybody else, invite them to this class. We have plenty of room. I can accommodate about 25 people, and as you can see, there's only 7 or 8 that are showing up every day, every week. So we need more people to join, inshallah, and benefit as much as possible. So do your part to see if you can get more people to join in, inshallah, as well. Okay, so until next week, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Oh, and before I forget, make some dua for yourselves, for your families, for me, and also for a very close friend of mine. His name is Khalid. I want you guys to make dua for him. He's very sick. He's a very, very close friend of mine, and he's suffering quite a bit these days. So, just make dua, oh Allah, cure Khalid and ease his suffering and make him healthy all over again, inshallah. So, make that dua if you can, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi